Ready? Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
Hey guys, we're here for the home buying seminar. We have a great night lined up today. What we're going to do is it's going to be very interactive. We're live on Facebook. We're live here today. Have a good room full of people, so we're pretty excited. I have a panel of experts here to help us out. So my name is Justin. I'm with the Teresa Cowart team at Remax. What I want to do is introduce all the professionals we have here today. So we can start with Mr. Joel Gerber. Joel, if you come up, introduce yourself here.
Thanks for having me. Hey guys, I'm Joel Gerber. I'm a real estate closing attorney here in the Savannah, Richmond Hill area.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Joel.
Absolutely.
All right. Next we have Mr. Andrew Capwell.
How you doing, Justin?
Doing great.
Hey, everybody. How are y'all tonight? I'm Andrew Capwell with Capwell Home Inspections. If you guys have any questions for me later on, don't hesitate to ask.
All right, perfect. Now we have our lender on the panel, Lee Isles.
I'm Lee Isles, everyone, and this is Emily Hine.
Hello.
And we are from Fairway Mortgage, and we are here to help you get started in that process.
All right, perfect. Thank you, thank you. And last but not least, we have Teresa Cowart. Come up here and introduce herself. All right, thank you, Teresa. All right.
Hey, hi, I'm Teresa Cowart, Remax accent, Teresa Cowart team.
All right, perfect, perfect. We're ready to get started. What we're going to do is we're going to walk through the 12 steps of the home buying process. I'll be here to facilitate and moderate the evening here. We're going to do a presentation so you can actually see the steps, and we're going to have our expert panels talk about the step that they help you handle. So if you have any questions, make sure you chime in on Facebook. We'll be here to answer your questions. But we're excited. We're going to go ahead and get into the presentation here. You can switch to the slides here. We'll share. Share. All right, perfect, perfect. All right.
There you go.
All right, there we go. So it's very important in the home buying process. So here's our expert panels. You'll see their contact information. You'll have a chance to have a Q&A afterwards to answer any of the questions that you may have. Go to the next slide. So the home buying timeline, as I said, you have 12 steps, and it's very important to start off in the, you go to the next. Very important to start off in the right way. Of course, with anything.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the lighting behind you because it's hard to see the,
Oh,
I don't know if it is from there or not, but it's hard to see it. But if you turn the lights off, I'm not going to be able to see.
they're seeing the computer. Right, right. All right, perfect, perfect. If you can see everything well, just make a comment. But it's always important to start with the first step. A lot of people skip past the first step of making a decision, but it's important to get that firm commitment to the process. Make the decision like anything. You want to have a firm mindset as far as what you want to do. When you have that decision in mind, things start to come in place. You start to connect with the right professionals, and you'll be amazed how the home process can go as far as making that firm commitment at the very beginning. And the first thing you want to do when you get started with the process, go to the next step, is connect with your financing. That's going to be very key. And I'm going to have Lee Isles talk about the process of pre-approval and the financing process.
Awesome. Well, this is a fun process because I know this is the process where a lot of people get really nervous, especially when it's your first time. So I think the most important thing on this process is to understand your budget. How much can you afford? A house is not just a payment. There's a lot that comes behind that process. Understanding what program is available to you. Are you going to be able to use USDA, FHA, or do you have VA benefits available to you, or will you be doing conventional? Understanding what fees are associated with each one of those programs, what you'll need to bring financially to closing. Do you have a down payment? Are there prepaid items that will be a cost? All of these are kind of foreign terms when you're a first-time buyer. However, that's what I love to do. I love to explain to you all of that process. You need to get with a lender, get those explanations worked out so that you really can make an educated decision for yourself. You don't want to just jump in and just take the first program available. Many first-time buyers have options and things available to them that they don't understand. So you always want to do that. Once you've got your pre-qualification, jump on board with your favorite realtor and then go shopping. But if you go shopping, you're almost setting yourself up before your pre-qual for failure, because you're going to go look at a house that maybe be outside your budget, and then you're going to be disappointed in what you afford, and or the reverse. You may be able to afford and want much more than you think you can do. So it's always great to have that pre-qual letter in hand. And the next step is the documentation process. People jump right from that pre-qual process into shopping and don't get the documentation in. This process only moves smoothly as long as you are quick about getting that documentation in, your bank statements, your pay stubs, all of those items, and making sure that we fit all of that within your budget. Also, sometimes right now, as the rates are rising, people are like, well, I'm going to wait it out. It might be a good idea. A lot of times that ends up costing first-time buyers a lot more than they expect. Jump on with the lender, find out immediately what the rates are doing, and they do fluctuate and they do change frequently. So I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. There's a lot more in that. Give me a call, sit down, let's go over what all of your questions are. You can tag me in this presentation later on with any additional questions, specific questions. Justin has at the end our contact information, but you can reach me. I'm work and live right here in Richmond Hill, so I'm local. But let's just get you started and get all of those initial questions answered. Thank you again. I'm Lee Isles with Fairway Independent Mortgage. Have a great evening.
All right, thank you, Lee. And as an agent, it's always great to work with an informed buyer, and it makes the process a lot easier when you have your pre-approval in hand. You're able to make an offer on the property that you like because you know you're able to purchase it. Now, the next step is going to be choosing your agent, choosing your realtor to help you out. Now, it's not always just an agent. You want to choose the right team. The agent is going to have a lender, home inspector, or they may even be on a team of other agents and professionals. So that agent is going to help educate you, one. They're going to help find out exactly what you want as far as your property, what type of neighborhood you're looking for. That agent is going to be probably the one that's going to be there after you close on the property as well to help you out. So it's very important to always remember you're the one who chooses your agent, and you want to make sure you choose somebody who you connect with, somebody who you can trust. So that's the next step in the home buying process. We go to the next step. Step 4, that agent is going to help you out with the actual search of the property. Now, to save a lot of time, they're going to consult with you. They're going to find out exactly what your criteria is, what's important to you, what do you need in your next home. They're going to get a picture of that, and you want to get on the same page before you get out there to search for properties. Because after you get together with your agent, they find out exactly what you're looking for, then you're going to start your home search, and then you're going to get out there and view properties and move to the next step, step 5, which is finding your home and making an offer. Now, find your home isn't where you start the process. That's almost halfway through. So you're finding your home, making your offer, and you can be very, very comfortable making an offer because you want to remember you have a due diligence period when you make your offer. Now, the offer can be made up of different parts. It's not just the price. You have the price, you have when you want to close your time frame, as well as what time frame you want for your due diligence. So remember to make the best offer that gives you the best chance of getting that property, and your agent will inform you to give you the best chance of knowing the market when you make an offer, and move to your next step. Now that you're under contract, you want to negotiate the offer. You may go back and forth and counter, but once you accept, you want to sign off on the offer, and from there, you go to the next step of turning in the earnest money. Now, once you turn in the earnest money and you're under due diligence, you want to set yourself up for the next step, which is actually finding out what's going on with the property. And you want to hire the right professional. That's where you want to bring in another professional on the team, which is called a home inspector. Now, a home inspector is well worth their money, because I'll let Mr. Andrew Capwell talk about the home inspection process.
Again, everybody, I'm Andrew Capwell with Capwell Home Inspections. My wife and I, we both run our team. We are an AHIT and InterNACHI certified home inspection team. You may be asking, what is a home inspection? It is a professional evaluation of the current condition of the home that you are looking to buy or sell. And with a home inspection, we're going to be checking 6 key things. It's going to be your roof, your exterior, your foundation, plumbing, electrical, even down to the drainage. And when we get inside, we're going to be making sure that everything is up to code as far as health, fire, and safety. Home inspection is always important for a buyer. If you are looking into buying a new construction home, it is extremely important. I urge people who are buying a new construction home to definitely get a home inspection done, because just because it's new construction does not mean that it's 100%. Even if you're selling your home, you still want to get a home inspection done, whether it be by me or somebody else, because you need to stay in the know, and that's what I'm here for. And so that's that. So if you guys have any questions, again, feel free to call or we're on Facebook Live. But that's that.
All right, perfect. Thank you. All right. Now, once you have your home inspection, go back one step. Just go back. All right, perfect. Once you have your home inspection, that home inspector is going to send over almost a book of repairs. It's going to be about a 20, 30, 40-page report. And me as an agent, when I receive that report, we're able to negotiate what we find in that home inspection. So that's why I said your home inspector is well worth their money. So when you have that report, you're able to go item by item by item and negotiate as far as what you want to start to take care of. You may be actually having them repair. You may have them provide some type of concession. So that's a very important step. So that's another step in negotiating. So that's another thing. You want to make sure your agent is able to negotiate throughout the process and negotiate these items to get repaired. We can go to the next step of the home buying process, which is step 10. That's getting your appraisal. Now, if you have a loan on the property, if you're obtaining financing, that lender is going to want to make sure they're lending on something that's worth their investment. So they'll hire an appraiser to get out there. And that's good on your part because you know that you're getting something of value. After that, sometimes there may be a survey as well. The next step is obtaining your homeowner's insurance. You want to schedule your move-in date and you want to set your close time. Those are all important steps right before you get to the closing. We're almost at the last step of the process. This is where people get very, very excited. Once you get over the appraisal, that's almost like the last hurdle in the transaction before you get to the big closing day. I'm going to have Mr. Joel Gerber talk about the closing process. Right there, right.
Awesome. All right, guys, so you've done all this hard work, hired an awesome agent, you've looked at a whole bunch of houses, you've contacted your lender, you've worked through all of the underwriting of the loan, you've inspected the home, you've worked with your home inspector. I mean, you've just been doing so much work and there's so many moving parts, and then you finally get to come to my office. And this is where all the fun happens, okay? Pretty much, what is a closing? You sit down, you sign a bunch of documents, and you get a brand new house, right? So super fun. What do I do along the way? I am kind of the quarterback of the whole thing. I'm working with your agent, the buyer's agent, the seller's agent, the lender. We're just all working together to make sure that that sellers have the right to sell you the house, and that everything's perfect with it when they do sell it. And so we'll kind of work with everybody along the way. And then, as Justin said, at the end, you come into my office, We sit down for probably 30, 45 minutes. We sign a bunch of documents. While they're much more detailed than this, they generally all say, pay your mortgage and you get to keep the house. If you decide that you don't want to make the mortgage payments, they're going to take the house back. So no surprise there. And then once we're done signing, you get the keys and your entire journey has paid off. So thanks so much.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. So now that you've gone through the process, you determine your mind that you're going to get through the process. If you can see yourself going through each one of those steps, sitting at the closing table and signing, that's the first step as far as getting to this day, the closing day. This is really a time to celebrate. What I want to do is have our broker owner and team leader, Teresa Cowart, come up and just kind of tie everything together that we've heard today. Just give you some tips as far as how to be successful throughout this journey. So as she comes up, go ahead and introduce Teresa Cowart. You all know Teresa Cowart.
I'm glad that some people do, at least a few. I think the most important thing that anybody can do when they're embarking on this journey is to listen to the professionals. We have some amazing professionals in this room. I am obviously not a home inspector, so I would want you to listen to the home inspector. I'm not an attorney, so I would definitely want you to listen to the attorney when it comes to legal aspects of things. So I think that as you go through the process, it's really important that whether you call a lender first or you call a real estate agent first, that you understand that you've got to have all the players on the team. So the goal is to get you to the end and get you there smoothly without a lot of hiccups, or any hiccups is really the goal, I guess. But sometimes there's some things that come up. But our job is to help you navigate through that process and to explain how the process works, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. Like our first-time home buyers, they don't usually understand anything really when they come, except they want to buy a house and that they have this much money saved up. So it's really our job to slowly explain to them how the process works and not let people get too ahead of themselves, because we have to go through every step. We have to, speak candidly to our lenders. We have to get our appraisers. We have to let our inspections be done. We have to go through every process. And then Joel gets to tie it all up in a nice little bow at the end. Right, Joel?
That's right.
Yeah. And then that's a happy day for everybody. Closing day is the favorite day for everybody. There are usually no unhappy people on closing day. Like, do you guys disagree? Yeah. Yeah. It's the best day ever. I love closing days. So we have questions, or do you have some questions?
We're going to field a few questions from the audience. If I can have my expert panel come up here, we have a few questions.
Okay, I'm going to go a little bit out of the way.
Okay, we have a question about the inspection process.
Yeah. What's the question?
So what should we be looking out for during the home inspection? What is that like?
So what we're going to be looking out for is one of my biggest pet peeves is are people who don't monitor their plumbing. A lot of people put houses on the market, and they know that their plumbing is leaking. One thing that I'm going to be looking for is, legally I can't say termites because I'm not a certified exterminator. I can only say wood-eating organisms. So we're going to be looking for wood-eating organisms, and also as far as little things going throughout the house. Problems with your exterior. We're going to be looking at your windows. We're going to be looking at making sure that all your electrical equipment is working. All your appliances, anything that has to do with that house, that's what we're going to look at. I'm probably going to touch every single corner of that house, unless there's a piece of furniture that I can't, move. I hope that answers your question.
All right, perfect. Thank you. We have a question that's more about Wendy.
Yeah. One question for each person. Next question.
Question is, so what do I need, what position do I need to be in to be able to buy a house? I don't know anything about the process, and I just need to know what I have to do to be able to purchase a home first.
Initially, really just put in your application, because each program has their own parameters. So where one program, USDA, might have a little bit more lenient parameters in down payment, they might have stricter guidelines when it comes to credit, or if your VA qualification. So I think the most important thing is just to sit down and put in your application so that we can just review your entire financial portfolio and pick the best program that is for you, whether it's 3.5% down FHA, or are you a first-time home buyer? There's a new 3% conventional program for the first-time home buyers that don't have access to any of the other items. Are you buying in a rural area with maybe a more restrictive income? Those programs are available for USDA. So really, it's just, as a first-time home buyer, the most important thing is just have that initial conversation about your personal situation, and don't generalize with your best friend, because I'm promising you your best friend didn't show you his bank account. So just get a hold of a lender. Come into the office, we can sit down, we can go and have coffee, and we can discuss your personal situation.
Perfect. The next question is more, I guess, legal questions. We'll have Joel come up here and answer that. So, when I close on a home, how do I know there are any liens on the property? Do I have to do that research myself, or how does that work?
All right, so here's how this works. So all the public records in the state of Georgia relating to real estate, they're all in the courthouses. So no, you don't have to do anything. So we send someone down to the courthouse, they pull all the property records relating to your home. They're gonna pull if the seller has a current mortgage on the home. They're gonna pull if the seller has back taxes, which they get from the taxing authorities. If anyone filed a lien on the property, that's gonna pop up. And then I get this huge report, and I wanna make sure that the chain of title, okay, so that's when the original seller sold the property, sold it to the next buyer, and just need that chain to be perfect. Also, if there's mortgages, the current seller who's selling you the home has a mortgage on the property. Well, we've got to pay that off, and we'll do that at closing. Okay, so my job is to make sure that when you come in and you buy this home, while I technically represent the lender, I do every time there's a loan involved in the state of Georgia. If it's good enough for the lender to loan you a whole bunch of money, it's generally good for you. There are certain things, though, the court records aren't always up to date. I won't say aren't always. They are never up to date, right? So if we're closing on a Wednesday, I have absolutely no idea in certain counties what's on that public record, what's happened with transferring or liens or mortgages for 2 to 3 weeks. And so most folks get what's called owner's title insurance, and that is additional protection if something did come up, especially in that gap period where I can't see it, that can protect the title to your home. So if you go through this process, you get to my office, you purchase an owner's title policy, you don't have anything to worry about. And if something did pop up down the road, you would have this big national title insurance company that would come in and clean it up. So there you go. Great question.
Thank you. That's a great answer. I think we're going to take one more question. This seems like a question that Teresa would be best for. They're asking, how does the process work when I'm working with one agent versus a team? And what's the benefits of going either way? I want to make sure this is the best experience for me as a first-time home buyer.
Okay. All right. So the benefits of working with a team is obviously you have an entire network of agents and admin staff at your beck and call, basically. I have an amazing team, obviously. Justin's one of my team members. He's amazing. So I would definitely recommend them. Like, shameless plug, y'all. Shameless plug. But absolutely, when you're working with a team, you have years and years and years of experience, because quite frankly, if I don't know the answer, there's always somebody on my team that knows the answer, or we call one of our experts and we get them to help us with the answer if it's out of our you know, where our level of expertise, our area. The other side is we have lots of systems and processes. If you're selling a home, we have marketing that it would be very hard for any single agent to compete with. But as far with the buyer seminar, so we're talking about buying, but for buyers, you just get an entire network of people that are all working for you. Like we have a transaction coordinator, we have a listing coordinator, of course, we have a marketing coordinator, we have rental coordinators. We have this whole network of people that just work for our team that are all working for our buyers. So it leads itself to the Nordstrom experience or the Amazon experience, as opposed to something that maybe is not at that level. Does that make sense?
Perfect.
Don't ask me questions like that.
Thank you. Right, now that you've heard from all of us, you've heard the 12 steps of the home buying process. I know I'm excited myself. Everybody here is excited. Everybody, thanks for showing up here in person. Thanks for showing up on the webinar. And if you have any questions, get in contact with one of us. You know, get in contact with the right agent, the right lender, the right closing attorney, and put your team in place. You have everything that you need to purchase a home, and it's even time to purchase a home before the end of the year. So thanks for showing up, and good seeing you guys. And we're gonna go ahead and close it out, and look forward to seeing you as a new homeowner this year or in the new year. All right, guys. All right.